everyone, I've got a video for you today on my top 5 favourite fall fragrances, designers. So they're all designer fragrances, these ones. And I will be doing a further couple of videos. There's going to be a niche version, and then there's going to be an out and out gourmand fall fragrance video as well. So I thought rather than give you 20 odd perfumes in one video, which can get long, that I would just do them in 5 different categories. Hope you like that. And I just wanted to show off my new earrings. So I think they're kind of fun. Zooming right in. Very fun earrings. And I got these with some birthday money that Mummy dear sent me. I can't remember the name of the brand. It's something like Ropes or Roper Obubu. I can't remember, but I will share the name with you. So just in case you're interested, they've got lots of quirky things like this, lots of funny little things, and I just really like them. So they're my new earrings. So here is number 1. These are not in any particular order. This one is Guerlain Lempicka. It's the original bottle. So the new one now is in a slightly different bottle. It has a bite taken out of it. So this is an apple, and the new version, I think it might be called Premiere or something like that, and it has a bite taken out of it. That's a fresher version. This is the original, and this is the one that I'm recommending. As you can see, you spray from that. So this one was released in 1997, so it's been out for a very long time. I adore these bottles and the flankers. There's lots of different variations and they are just beautiful. All the bottles in this range are gorgeous. And the notes here are licorice, violet, green ivy, almond, woodsy iris, vanilla, heliotrope, tonka, praline, white musk and cherry. Now what I actually get from here, I would say your main note is definitely licorice. That one is licoricey from start to finish, but you do get a hint of the almond. Now the almond isn't massive, but you'll notice it, and it's not a really sweet almond, so it's not like a marzipan. It's sort of cleaner and less sweet. This is not as sweet as you might expect from the notes. It's not actually that sweet. I think the licorice keeps it from being too sweet, plus the green ivy note. Not that I can exactly pick that out, but there is a hint of something, a tiny greenish hint of something that I think tempers the sweetness. It is musky, it's kind of fluffy and powdery with the heliotrope, and as I say, the licorice is there start to finish. It's a really great comforting fall autumn fragrance. My only complaint with this is it's a bit linear. It doesn't really do that much on your skin. It's kind of like the same really from start to finish, but it is a really nice fragrance. So next up we have Marc Jacobs Decadence. Now this was Marc Jacobs' first fragrance that was specifically aimed at a more grown-up market. So the previous fragrances are kind of young and a bit girly, and this is a more grown-up release. Although the bottle, I'm not entirely sure I would call that grown-up. It is kind of strange. This thing actually annoys me. It's hard to make it look nice when it's sitting on your shelf, and it kind of interferes with the other bottles, gets in the way. Could potentially cause a problem because it could hook onto, if you have several bottles, if it's near other bottles, there's a bit of a danger that you might trip one of the other bottles over with that. So anyway, on to the notes. You have plum, saffron, iris, rose, jasmine, amber, vetiver and papyrus wood. So I would say with this fragrance, those notes don't really show you in any way what this is going to be like. If I read those notes, I would assume that I wouldn't really like this fragrance, because I don't always enjoy saffron if it's too heavy, because it can come off a bit leathery. And vetiver and papyrus wood don't particularly excite me. And plum sometimes doesn't work for me either. So I would say don't think about the official notes here. It's really not giving you too much of what to expect. For me, it sounds really strange, but it smells kind of like rose and violet chocolate creams. It's kind of chocolatey with rose and violet, and it's very smooth. The woods keep it from being too sweet. It's really, really beautiful. It smells like a gourmand to me. I don't think it is listed as a gourmand. I mean, none of the notes really. The only edible note there is plum, although it does have amber, which obviously is not edible but can be present in gourmands because there'll be vanilla in there. But that's Marc Jacobs Decadence, a really lovely fall option, probably your date night going out type fragrance, just because it's kind of special smelling. And this one was released in 2015. Oh, look at this beautiful bottle. So this is Midnight in Paris. I adore this bottle. This one is the Eau de Parfum, quite hard to find now. The Eau de Toilette I still see here and there. I know someone who has testers for sale in the UK at a very, very reasonable price. So if you need that information and you're in the UK, let me know. It is still available, but it is discontinued and it can be difficult to find, I think, for some people. And it's a shame. It used to be, even when it was after it was discontinued, you'd still be finding it everywhere and it was super cheap. But I think stocks have depleted and now there's not that many about. But let's get to the details. So Midnight in Paris was released in 2010. The company's Van Cleef & Arpels. They are, initially they were a jewellers, but now they do quite a long list of fragrances. So notes here, we have mate, rosemary, bergamot, lemon, leather, lily of the valley, tea, incense, benzoin, tonka, almond, and amber. And to me, this one, I would say, is a suede benzoin incense type fragrance. I really love this one. It's cozy. If you like Guerlain's Bois d'Harmonie or Cuir Beluga, it's in that kind of ballpark. It's like a much smoother, more subtle Ambre del Nepal, if you know that one. Just really beautiful, easy to wear, cozy, comforting fragrance. So absolutely perfect for the autumn. So this is Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum Intense. So this is a fairly new release, released this year. The notes are lavender, mandarin, bergamot, iris, rose, jasmine, vanilla, patchouli, benzoin, licorice, coumarin, sandalwood, and white musk. And this is an absolutely gorgeous vanillic fragrance. I would say this is one for vanilla lovers. The lavender in here is not too herbal, doesn't come off too masculine. It could totally be worn by men and women, of course. The vanilla in here is absolutely delectable. The dry down is stunning. I really enjoy the faint florals. The florals aren't in your face. So you have rose, iris and jasmine, and they are quite subtle. They're never sort of taking front center stage. They're just kind of blending with the vanilla and the licorice. And licorice is quite noticeable in the opening, not as much as the Lolita Lempicka, but you will notice it along with everything else. It's kind of more of a subtle note than it was in Lolita Lempicka, but it is definitely there. And the citruses, so your mandarin and your bergamot, I feel like they just give it a bit of a lift, but they don't really play any kind of major role here at all. They just give it a bit of a lift. Really, the star of the show is the vanilla, and then that sort of gorgeous sort of incensey powdery, musky, dry down. It's gorgeous. Really love this one. So this one is Alien Essence Absolu, and it's one of my absolute favourite vanillas ever. So yes, it's an Alien flanker, so there is some of the Alien stuff going on in there. When I sprayed it on paper, it was much more Alien-like than when I wear it on skin, when I get a load of vanilla and resins. So this one came out in 2012 and has only recently been discontinued. You can still find it quite easily. It's on eBay, and it's also, well, last time I was in the Canaries, a Spanish island, there were quite a few in a few of the duty-free perfume shops. So it's quite possible you'll find them in Europe, but it's not in the shops anymore in the UK. However, it is definitely out and about. You will find it, and it shouldn't be too expensive. So came out in 2012. Notes are white jasmine, orris root, black vanilla pod, incense, myrrh, white amber, cashmere wood. Now, this fragrance is stunning. I could not live without it. It's quite intense, but it's not as loud as the original Alien. This one has that sambac jasmine in it, but it's not too loud. Alien, the original, is too loud for me. I can't wear it. I love it on other people, but I just can't tolerate it. It's just too much. It takes over me. It wears me. I did have a small bottle, but I had to swap it. I couldn't cope with it. You have to be a certain type of person to be able to pull off Alien, I think. That sounds a bit strange. Right, so this one is a vanilla fragrance, and you'll see the colour of the liquid there. Now, when you first buy a bottle brand new, it will be more yellowy golden, but the vanilla in here is a natural vanilla, and with age it darkens, so it should be this rich amber. Now, do be careful if you're buying a second-hand bottle that it hasn't turned brown, because that happened to me. I got a bottle and the colour wasn't like this, it was brown, and the fragrance just wasn't right. It just did not smell right, so do check that. But I love this one. It's just a gorgeous woodsy vanilla that's not too sweet. It's incensey, it's dark, it's kind of a bit gothic, but it is just stunning, absolutely beautiful, and I couldn't live without it. So absolutely wearing this one in the fall. And I have a really quick honourable mention. So my stick for fragrance, I'm just showing you this. Really, I'm just showing off. It's discontinued, very difficult to find, very expensive if you do find it. But this was gifted to me by Dan, Mr. Smelly, for my birthday. He managed to get a good deal on eBay, so he picked it up for me. And this one came out in 2007. Has mandarin, bergamot, rose, patchouli, amber, and vanilla. It's dark. The patchouli's very strong. The patchouli's very dominant. It's kind of incensey. It could be a niche amouage. It could be an amouage fragrance. It's just rich, dark, gothic, and bloody naughty. I'm not entirely sure how much I'll be wearing it, but it is really interesting, and I just thought I'd share that one with you as a little bonus at the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.